What up?
What up?
Going on, guys?
What's up, you fucking country guy?
I love country music.
Why didn't you have the hat on?
What hat?
Gotta have the country hat.
I mean,
You gotta appropriate
white
culture.
The part of the Stagecoach Festival that's the funniest. It's like Halloween for rich people in LA, with the cowboy boots and the hats. I dressed like I normally do, just how I dress. But we'll say incredible weekend.
Tell me about it. So we went to Coachella for who knows how long, many years. Yep. It was a staple of our year.
Yep.
And I will say just real quick, like obviously we're not the type to dress up in Woodstock hippie Coachella. It's a fun. The thing that I always try to describe to people, because people a lot of times say to me like, "Oh, you don't seem like a festival guy," and there's no other festival that I've ever been to. For LA residents, it's just really fun. Like the whole process of it's a quick 2-hour drive out there. We always rented houses. We had all of our friends. Even hanging out at the house was such a big thing. There's obviously a lot of parties thrown by all the LA people that we know. Everyone from LA is in Palm Springs for the weekend. So with that context, how was Stagecoach?
It felt like, for me, what Coachella was 10 years ago.
Really?
The same. Yeah, it's like everyone's there. The same people from Coachella 10 years ago are now all at Stagecoach.
How many people double dipped?
I know people that triple dipped.
Really?
Wow. They were there for a month.
I mean, if you were really balling, just getting a house in Palm Springs for the month of April would be just a really fun thing.
Yeah, and by the way, like prices have dropped dramatically at Coachella. Like Coachella GA tickets ended up being like below retail when Stagecoach was not. Stagecoach GA was almost $1,000.
So what's the setup? Is it similar to Coachella?
So I'll back it up with a couple things. First, rented a house and brought my kids with another friend who brought his kids. So we had 5 kids at a house.
Wow.
And the funny thing is my friend booked the house, and talking to the real estate agent and gave the list of names, for security. And then she goes, "Tell D he's been in this house before. He'll know what it's all about." So that was the first funny thing, was the real estate agent had seen. And then I look up my emails. She was the lady I've booked many houses with over the last 15 years.
Right.
So that was so funny. And it's a house that we rented before drama. And then I've also stayed with Anthony.
Yeah.
So great house. And obviously very different when you bring children. So our original intention was to bring the kids during the day. Fun fact, kids are free 10 and under.
Right.
At Stagecoach. They can't go in like the areas where the alcohol is served. Everywhere else, they can go. And so that was day one. And, we're doing the swimming pool, playing sports with them. So that's all very similar. Way less drinking, obviously, because you're with your kids. Yeah. It's hard to turn up that way. But the wind was so bad that we opted not to take our kids. It was just insanely windy and not that hot.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit bummer on the weather front.
Right.
But we get to Stagecoach, similar entrance, where the area that we usually used to enter, which would be the VIP area of the main stage, that is more like a normal entrance, and it's not technically VIP.
Right.
The setup is still the same. The bars, the spicy pie, everything is there, but it's not the VIP area. There are like different areas throughout the festival. Less stages. It's not as many stages as Coachella. Like there's activations everywhere, but it's just different layout.
Yeah.
The main stage appears to be a little bit bigger because it's where there's a lot of acts. And then there's all these small little areas where like Diplo was playing all of his artists, and like small little bands were playing. Food looked like it was going to be the same. I think there was like a couple nuances, more barbecue.
It's probably the same bartenders because I've seen the same guy.
Yeah, it's
for
the same
over
people.
a decade.
And yeah, I mean, like,
I guess here's my question.
Is it older?
definitely older.
Okay.
So they definitely have a crowd that seemed like they've been going since whenever Stagecoach started. I don't know, 20 years ago.
Right.
And you could bring out your lawn chair, sit down and watch.
Wow.
Like
So, yeah,
there's things like that.
That was the
Wow.
question I was going to ask because I think the last time I went to Coachella was 21 or 22 for the day. And even with artist bands, it was unwatchable.
Yeah.
Even you're in the front, it's too crowded. Is it a better experience as a fan if you just want to like chill out?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you want to be like up front and close, then yes, it's crowded as shit. I wasn't interested in doing that. We stayed back. I only watched three performances, but the three I watched, they were great. I didn't stand super close. I didn't want to be with the crowds. But really fun. If you're single, a lot of hot girls, basically unlimited.
And I saw the
Interesting.
Revolve team was scouting.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be there. It is, everyone's there.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Same level. Parties are there. There's so many fucking parties. It was like Coachella. The
Like
amount
at
of people,
houses though, or like not like corporate
not like
parties?
blowout, big parties. People are texting me, I'm doing this party, I'm doing that party. We went to one party that was like a Von Dutch party at like a ranch area, and it was a blowout, like insane. It was huge, like, you know, drinks, food, desserts.
What you'd expect at a Coachella corporate event party.
Yeah, and then there was, you know, Zenyara, which is a location that always has huge parties. They were having big parties, and then one on Saturday afternoon, we went to the Casamigos founder. He threw a party, which was epic. It's just like everyone's there. It's full blown activated.
Wow.
It's exactly like Coachella. The housing is definitely way cheaper, like than what it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a must go. And I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch too much music because we were just hanging at the house with the kids. But like, I only saw 3 acts. I saw Zach Bryan, which it was good. I don't really know the songs, but he was a good performer. I saw Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Jelly Roll.
Fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest Jelly Roll fan now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like a positive. He's like a preacher almost.
Yeah.
He's like
Have you heard his story?
Yeah, he talked about a redemption, cokehead, drug dealer, whatever.
Jail.
So I think
he's testified in front of Congress.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he was an incredible like speaker, really good performer. His voice is insane. The music was great. He brought out MGK. He brought out Big X the Plug. He brought out like 4 or 5 artists. Alex Warren. So like really, really fun. And then Nelly was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like just old school Nelly. But what I thought was the reason why I liked it more, if I was there for the music, you know, generally speaking, I don't know any of the Coachella artists. I know the headliner. I've heard of them, may know a few songs. But like Stagecoach had Goo Goo Dolls, Creed, Backstreet Boys, Nelly, Shabuzi, all people, I know all their songs.
Yeah.
Mumford & Sons performed.
Yeah.
So it's not even a country festival anymore. It's just famous acts.
I think it's country / like a little older.
Yeah, I think it's country / like retro. Like what they wanted to do with like old Cella originally, but like this is it. This is the vibe. It's and you see a lot more older people walking around, you know, just like lugging their fucking lawn chairs, getting set up with like a beer and just watching the concert. Like it has a very cool vibe to it. But
it's probably what Coachella was 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe probably like 10 years ago.
No, it was still chaos. We were going 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. But it is definitely like, clearly there's going to be demand for both festivals. Coachella will always be younger and probably air to, like, for example, Coachella would never put Backstreet Boys.
Right.
Or fucking Creed, probably.
Right.
But I bet you they both crushed it.
I think Stagecoach, from what you're describing, I've never been, but it's in this sweet spot before it gets commercialized and gets bastardized like Coachella has.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the, I think, charm of Coachella. People like that commercialization. It's part of the...
You can't pull up a lawn chair at Coachella at any stage.
No. Well, I mean, the lawn chairs are in the back. Don't get me wrong. You're not sitting anywhere close.
But even in the main stage, you can't.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Brad, who's been on the pod, who has St. James tea, he was sponsoring everything. I was getting free iced tea everywhere. He even had a cart that, shout out to him, to picked us up from the parking lot, dropped us off right near the stage.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Nice.
That was a game changer. That's like a 40-minute walk.
Yeah.
And and then fun Saturday night, our friend, he's an aggressive parker. Like he likes to park
I know who you're
all
talking
the way in
about.
the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Car gets towed.
Really?
Car gets towed. Yeah.
No way.
And the funny thing is if you ever cut your car towed at Coachella, it doesn't go to a tow lot. It goes to a lot. So in this case, we were in 2D or 2C. It just got towed to 1B.
Oh,
So you just got to go get in it? You just had to walk farther?
Yeah, we just had to find because he had the keys.
That's amazing. What if every time your car got towed, it just got moved to a worse spot?
Didn't charge you any money, nothing. They just move it. It took us an hour to figure out where the fuck it was, but it got towed. Great. It was great. And
did you have to pay?
No. We paid a guy $20 to drive us to the car because it was like so windy and cold. But one Uber guy wanted $500.
Wow.
But then we found like a worker. He's like, yeah, $20. He's like, don't mind my car. It smells like weed.
That's amazing.
On the Stagecoach front, the other thing I will say that a lot of group chat listeners, a lot of Kathy's there.
Nice.
I think I don't know if you're like around our age and you like that whole festival vibey fun experience, I think I'd do Stagecoach. I'm all in on Stagecoach.
Yeah. So here's my question. What do you do next year?
I think more of my friends would go to Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Like I would run into 1,000 people at Coachella as well, but much younger.
Yeah.
That I would not be able to keep up with or go out with, or, I'm not staying up till 5 a.m.
Right.
We went to bed at like 11:45.
Nice.
So very different. My kids were in my room at 5:45 in the morning. So I was like, I can't. And I liked bringing them there because the day was super fun.
Right.
In the same pool where I was on a floaty asking Danny to get me a margarita.
Yeah.
Now I'm like playing football in with my kids. So it has like a nostalgic feeling to it. But I would be happy. Look, I would love to go to Coachella, but I need my friends. I need like a group to go with, especially with kids. Like most single people do not want to hang out with us.
Right.
It's not fun. Like we're up at 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
Banging on everything.
So it sounds like there's pluses to both.
Yes. Yeah, right. I would go to Coachella. I mean, if I knew a bunch of families that were willing to go, I'd go.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact now I'll have a bunch of families willing to go to Stagecoach.
Do you think the crew you went with will go every year for a while?
Yeah. We all kind of said, yeah, we would do this again.
Was that our friend's first time too?
No, they'd gone before, but 10, 15 years ago.
Got it.
So they hadn't been any time recently.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you get like the fix, as an older person.
Yeah.
You get the fix of what we used to have.
Yeah.
Like, get drunk, say a bunch of dumb shit.
Yeah.
Run into some friends.
Yeah.
Talk shit about everyone and move on. When
did you come home? Sunday night?
We left Sunday at like 2 and we were home by 5.
Nice. And your cough is from the dust?
My cough is, I have like, I don't know, long cough.
Okay, got it.
I've literally been coughing for a fucking month.
Yeah, got it. It's all those red eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I think with all the planes and, I don't know, not sleeping has now finally caught up to me.
Yeah, got it.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend everyone going. It's fun.
Okay, well, that's a good recap.
Yeah, solid.
Okay.
I think in the kind of moment of events, we have to talk about the NFL draft from a numbers perspective.
Yeah.
So 205,000 people went day one.
Yep.
Standing only in a parking lot in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which isn't an easy place to get to.
Right.
And the weather was cold.
Yeah.
It rained day two. Day three, which is picks that no one really cares about except for Shador.
Yeah.
220,000 people, 600,000 people attended the 3-day draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And people came from Australia because I was watching the telecast. People came from all around the world to get to Green Bay, stand in the cold. There's no seats.
Yeah.
This isn't like you're watching a concert and you get to sit at Intuit Dome. You're standing in a parking lot.
And the viewership got announced. 13.6 million viewers for round one. I mean, I'm guessing round 2 and 3 were not far off because everyone was watching. Everyone
was waiting for
Shador Sanders to get picked. I mean, just it is unbelievable. And to give you context, the peak of last year's NBA Finals was 12.2. And the draft is long as shit.
And there's 10-minute breaks between picks. There's just nonsense going on. Everyone just speculating.
But how are they beating the NBA Finals?
It's just NFL.
It's a total spectacle.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell came out on a bike.
Yeah.
I've never seen a product just continue to accelerate. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Just from an interest standpoint, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And I would say that internationally, when I travel now, it always used to be NBA that people would chat with. Oh, you're American. I'm going to talk to you about. Now it's football. They are getting into football, watching football. They know the players. They have their team. I like the Dolphins. I like the Chiefs. I like this. Like, it feels unstoppable for the next 100 years. And it shows they get what they want because Shador Sanders was going to be bigger than the NFL. And they said, you know what? No, these are our rules. You play by our game and you're going in the 5th fucking round.
Yep.
Why is that? Because I'm not too familiar, but is that mainly just because of the spectacle that comes with him, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's two things. They didn't think he's Caleb Williams' talent.
Right.
Which it didn't matter what Caleb was going to do in interviews. He was just that good.
Yeah.
But he probably interviewed really well.
He probably intervied well. There was rumors about his interviews.
He's not 5th round talent, right?
No, he's probably 1st or 2nd round talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all of his games, even when he was at the Jackson State or Jacksonville State or wherever he was. And he was unbelievable then. And then he transferred. He's so athletic. He's such a beast of a player. But in the NFL, it's a job. And they make it very clear that it is a job.
And the NFL makes it very clear to their players, unlike the NBA, no one's bigger than the league.
Yeah.
And the Shador and kind of the aura around him made it seem like they thought they were bigger than the league.
Yeah.
Right. And they sent a message.
Yeah. And
Do you think it's also because like it comes with Dion or no?
Yeah,
of
sure.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people don't want to deal with it. I actually think it's going to end up being really good for him because he got a slice of humble pie. 5th round, when you're
5th round, you're trying to make a team.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to be on the team.
No.
Right.
And they have 5 quarterbacks on their roster already.
Yeah, at least 2 have to get
and one
cut.
they paid $250. So like, you know, sure they want to get rid of him, but like it's an expensive guy they paid for. So I think, I think the general thing is that I know people are making it about race, but like every top pick is black. So I don't know.
They're making it about race?
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of race talk. I think it's more
spectacle.
It's so if you want to play the opposite race card, Tim Tebow basically got ran out of the NFL because he wasn't very good, but he had all the cameras on him and he's white.
Yeah.
And no one wants the non-great player to take away from the attention in a locker room.
Right.
So I was actually, when he started sliding, I thought he was going to go undrafted because no one wants, if you're 5th round, you're a backup at best.
Yeah.
And who wants the backup to have all the attention?
By the way, I bet you we're going to find out in the next 48 hours, number one selling jersey.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted that.
Yeah, it's going to
Fanatics is going to release data this week that it's by far the number one jersey.
Yeah, because who knows the other players? Nobody. It's
Travis Hunter and him. That's it.
Yeah. But Travis Hunter's on like a team that doesn't have like this insane fan base. Cleveland Browns has a psychotic fan base.
Right.
Yeah. Dog pound, right?
Dog pound is going to be
if you're
all
still a Cleveland Browns fan after all these years, you're psychotic.
Exactly. So having said, but I think it's a really good, the reason why NFL has had such a good product is they have so much control, not over the players, over the owners too. They have control over everyone.
Yeah, the owners
cannot do what they want.
I refuse to believe there wasn't a wink, wink, nod, nod. You're not drafting this guy.
Yeah. I think Donald Trump called the owner of the Cleveland Browns, Jimmy Haslam, and said, "You're fucking drafting the kid."
They took credit for it at the press secretary today.
I honestly, I don't know what his obsession was.
How amazing that in the White House press briefing, with everything that's going on, a question is, do you think Donald Trump, obviously he tweeted, someone's got to draft this guy.
Yeah.
That made the press briefing. We're in this world global economic trade war. There's wars in multiple countries. Like, do you think you had an impact on Shedeur Sanders getting drafted?
Okay, 13.6 million people tell you that you want to. That is a press-worthy question.
Right. Well, I would say it's
more people care about Shedeur Sanders and where he ended up than the fucking trade war. Absolute number of people. I would
say the Shedeur Sanders, between the prank call, the drafting, sliding, over 1 billion impressions.
It's bigger than tariffs. More people know about that than what the fuck is happening with tariffs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually smart if you think about it. Like Trump is so probably, I mean, I don't know, but like he's good at inserting himself into huge moments.
Yeah.
You know, if 13 million people are watching it, comment on it.
Yeah. And I think like just the take he had, which is contrarian to the NFL and the owners, which is like, we're not touching this guy. Right. And I actually believe Trump had something to do with it. I don't know if you saw the GM and the coach. When they picked him, they had no enthusiasm.
Happy. I know. I saw that clip.
That is an owner calling and saying, you're drafting. I bet you Dion and Trump are homies. And Trump goes like, call Dion. What's going on? Your son getting drafted? He's like, nah, let me make a call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the press conference after they picked Shedeur, everyone wants to know what the GM and coach weren't that interested.
No. Because they know he's bigger than the team. He's a stud.
He is the attraction. I mean, and do you think they'll let them do Hard Knocks?
100%. It's Hard Knocks Cleveland Browns. Oh, everyone's going to want to see. This is
and imagine if the last episode is him getting cut.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get cut, how do you think he plays?
I think he probably doesn't play this year, but he gets a few shots at playing. Like he's not going to, I don't know if he'll be a starter this year, but he's fucking good.
My prediction is he's starting by the end of the year. I texted in our chat that
our friend in the chat says week 1. He's like, he's better than all those guys.
Is Caleb Williams, he found his groove, right?
I mean, yeah, they had a rocky first kind of season, but that's expected.
But he's hanging in there.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think rookie quarterbacks usually take a few years to develop in the NFL, but there's people like Jaden Daniels, who's on the Commanders and became great.
DJ Stroud.
You have to have like, there's a mental toughness to playing professional sports that when you're 20 years old, you just don't have yet. Yeah. And so they may have all the talent in the world, but like it's a job now, you know, like you can't go to the club after every practice and game, and you can't just have fun. You have to watch film and you have to train and you have to show up at a certain time. And it's just a little bit different than it's a job.
Right.
And I think, but either way,
great spectacle.
Good for great for America.
In the White House briefing.
Yeah. I mean, I had the draft on for 3 days. Our kids who are like sports junkies our kid and my friend's kids, they didn't want to watch the basketball playoffs. They're like, oh, put the draft on. And then I was like, you guys have any buddies getting drafted in the 6th fucking round? Like, why are we still watching?
You don't even know one player.
Yeah.
No.
But they were locked in.
They were locked in.
Oh, man. I imagine like the NBA must be confused.
So the one thing with the NBA, it's never going to be comparable to the NFL. Their playoff ratings has actually been the highest since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Which for them, that's great. Not near to the numbers. I think averages was like 4.4 million per game. And you do have stars. The playoffs have been very compelling. Right. Close games, buzzer beaters. And look, they're just not the NFL.
Yeah. I do got to say, as a non-NBA fan who watches every year during the playoffs, which I love it right now, my critique is just too many little foul calls. Too many, like everything's a fucking foul. And now you have these cameras in the goddamn ceiling because four of the cameras show that it wasn't a foul. But sure enough, we have a GoPro mounted in the rafters that's going to show us that, oh, LeBron did indeed touch. It's just like, let's just play the game. We're overanalyzing if everything's a foul or not. It's just crazy town.
And the uniqueness of the NFL and what makes it differentiated from the NBA is a stars league. There's 10 guys everyone wants to watch. Yeah. And if they're not playing, no one's watching. Right. The NFL, it does not matter who's on the field. Right. Like your kids and our friends' kids were locked in the 6th round.
Yeah. But it's because it's truly a team sport.
Right.
Like in terms of like teams with like no superstars can beat the best team.
Yeah. Like pre-Shedeur Sanders and pre-Travis Hunter, a Browns-Jaguars game would outrate any NBA game.
Yeah.
With no one that anyone cares about.
Thursday night football. It would be bigger than any NBA final game.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Good news for me and all of my fellow fucking bookworms.
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble is planning to open 60 new stores. Books are booming. Things are moving in the right direction. We're about to have the smartest American populace ever. We're all reading. Let's go.
They opened 57 stores in 2024. They're going to open up 60 stores in 2025. They have done an incredible job. I don't know if you ever go to the one in the Grove.
Yeah, sometimes.
It is a great fucking store.
Yeah, it is.
Everything, not just from just the selection of books. There's an enormous kids area of children's books, children's toys, children's games. And then they still have like CDs and they still have like vinyl and they still have like
journals,
culturally
and
relevant.
And they have some toys too.
Yeah, they did toys. I feel like they've done a really good job of merchandising. And I still love going inside a Barnes & Noble and just walking around.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Yeah, they do good coffee shops inside of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bullish that as long as you offer a better experience than the past, retail will always work.
Right. Plus, look, in the grand scheme of things, there's still, I don't know their total store count off the top of my head, but it's still relatively small. 60 stores isn't crazy. Like to your point, D, I think like there's enough people reading books or looking for any certain experience that as long as you do a really, really, really good job, you can have huge success.
Yeah, it's a great story, and I'm excited that they survived. Obviously, they got annihilated by Amazon, but they still exist, and they're still a growing business, which is great.
Right. Okay, here's another big one that I like the trend of. Americans are obsessed with protein. And apparently this says it's driving nutrition experts nuts. I will say in my world, not gym world, but just generally in my world, everyone's talking about protein. Even like the girls that I work with, whatever, everyone's talking about protein. I'm all about it
everything now. But. I remember like growing up, the thing that would be on a packaging was 0 fat, right?
Yep.
That was like 90s.
Yep.
I think
And eggs are bad.
Yeah. And then in the 2000s, you started seeing, low carb,
Right.
zero carb. And then, probably the last 10 years, you saw a lot of sugar free. Today, when you buy anything, you see protein is the highlighted thing on the packaging.
And high fats.
Yeah. But protein specifically, if you walk through Expo West, everyone is peddling protein.
Yeah.
It's so big on TikTok, protein.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to consume more than the next person.
Well, it's also, I think that everyone used to associate it with like protein shakes and you're going to get jacked and you're going to be bulky and you're going to, but I think people are just realizing that it's, as far as energy. And I also think a huge part of it is the Ozempic craze. Like the big thing with Ozempic is you need protein and resistance training to not get weak muscles and bones. And so I think a combination of those things, it's really interesting though. It's also interesting to see, like, as opposed to zero sugar, zero fat, like taking something out, it's about what's added. It's about this has a positive ingredient. It's a little bit of a change.
I already can tell this is going to backfire because people will overdo it. Yeah. I think they said for the average for 150 pound person that works out, that's active, like they said 54 grams of protein a day. And I don't know if that, I don't trust US
low. It's a gram
health data.
I think that's low. Isn't it supposed to be per pound per gram?
Yeah.
So it should be triple.
If you're active, especially.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are now like, they're posting like 58 grams of protein for breakfast.
And everything's creatine.
Creatine is the hottest thing.
We have gummies in our house, creatine gummies.
Yeah. If you bought it from Amazon, if you follow this Amazon,
but think about it. 5 years ago, if I was talking about, if I was talking about protein and creatine 5 years ago, you guys would think I was trying to be a bodybuilder.
Yes, and now everyone is.
Now it's like 22-year-old girls are talking about it.
Yes, honestly, it's all TikTok.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's all like part of the Rogan. Rogan's big on it. All the health people are big on it. Then TikTok goes wild with it and like mainstreams it.
Yeah.
And I do think, like I said, then you have the Ozempic influence, which is big. Yeah. But look, at least we're not like, for years we had just the worst nutrition advice ever. Mm-hmm. A couple people maybe ODing on some protein isn't, that's a good problem to have.
The fear obviously is everything's changed in the last 3 decades. Every decade there's a new diet recommendation.
Yep.
And like Dee was referencing, are we overcorrecting on this? And are there going to be downstream effects of it? Similar to Ozempic, no one knows what the long-term effects of Ozempic are. Yeah, you lose weight. That's undeniable. But what happens in 15 years if you're still on it? It's...
The good news is I don't think you can really there's only so much harm you can do if all you're eating is high protein foods.
Yeah, like Rogan talks about, he's on the carnivore diet.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe that works for him, but probably doesn't work for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people. And I think everyone has to kind of find, there's no one thing for everyone. But I will say, I would rather have the concern be that people are eating too much high protein food than
Cheerios.
Right.
Yeah.
So Maha,
Yeah, I like it. The reason why I really wanted to talk about this next topic is the Savanna Bananas, which
I forgot about them. I forgot about the fucking bananas.
They're like,
what is this?
They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Oh my God.
And they sold out an 81,000 seat football stadium for a game.
How do people even know about them? Where are people
TikTok?
finding
They're huge on TikTok.
They're huge on TikTok. They're huge on social. So they're actually a 501(c)(3) business or nonprofit that is promoting foster care. And they're trying to highlight people to adopt kids and foster kids, and they bring them out on the field. So it seems like a spectacle, but with a real cause behind it.
I'll tell you why it's working. The real reason why it's working. And I checked this because this is why I was interested to talk about it. Tickets start at $30.
Right.
You cannot take your family to a sporting event in America anymore. It is a once a year experience for most families, if that. That's the most you can afford to take your kids. When you're thinking about things to do with your family that is fun, gets to go to a stadium and get the full experience, there's not that many options left. So like going to a college baseball game, I bet you college baseball attendance.
And I bet you minor league baseball is big too.
Yes. I go when I go to Arkansas all the time for Bentonville, I talk to people, all they do is they don't have a pro sports team, but everyone attends Arkansas baseball, Arkansas basketball, Arkansas volleyball, women's, men's, doesn't matter. And I think people enjoy watching live events, and it's priced out most Americans to go to a baseball game, to go to a concert. That's why you're seeing now, I mean, we're obviously in a recession. We are seeing slowing sales across all events because it's too expensive. Right. And so Savanna Bananas comes around. They're fun. They're fucking pretty good at baseball. It's entertaining as shit. And it's very family friendly. And for $30, you get in the stadium.
And here's the thing. And if any parent listening wants to deny it, every weekend, every parent is like, how do I kill 3 to 4 hours?
Right.
If they're not in like a sporting activity or something, you're trying to figure out a kill time.
Right.
That's your goal. Get to bedtime.
Yep.
And if there's an affordable way to do that and keep them entertained, it makes sense.
The bananas.
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing.
I just love that, like, anything has a shot in current day America.
Yeah.
Like, meaning like you just, with social media or whatever it is, or people looking for alternatives, or maybe there's just still so many people looking to have fun experiences, or, you know, like you got a shot, man. Even the most random shit.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, there's no MLB game that could sell out 81,000 seats.
Well, they would if the price was cheaper. You can't spend $200 a ticket and take your family to a game. It's fucking ridiculous.
The bananas are fun.
Yes. That's
what do they do? They like dance and stuff? What do they do?
Yes.
They have like a pregame routine. They just, you know, baseball is one of those old school sports where they have you can't step on the freaking baseline or whatever. You can't flip your bat. Otherwise you're considered an asshole.
Right.
And all these unwritten rules. The bananas break all the rules.
I love it.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. So now economy / tariff / fucking madness. I guess I'll just
tariffs.
Yeah. Okay. Tariffs. So, I mean, where do you want to start?
So basically where we are today is
tariffs have kicked in. I'm sure everyone's seen the Temu and Shein purchase orders now. Yeah. Like $31 of tariffs for $22 worth of goods.
Yeah.
And I think the real alarming thing is obviously China's the elephant in the room. Trump is saying he talks to China every day. China's saying we've never spoken to them about tariffs.
Yeah.
So who knows what to believe there. And you would know best, both of you would know best, considering you talk to big box retailers.
Yep.
I have to believe the pain for small businesses, at least, starts end of May, because trade tariff deals, regardless of your view on which side you want to take, they take a long time to negotiate. The deal with China is not going to happen by end of May.
Right.
And us as manufacturers, before you guys obviously, and you're still a manufacturer, most small businesses don't have more than 60 days of working capital at any given time if you manufacture and import goods.
Right.
Given the lead time it takes to buy goods, deposits, and then if now retailers are not going to pay the price that you're importing your goods at with your margin. So I would assume small businesses start to crater by end of May, like in a really meaningful way. And Besant was on CNBC today saying, I'm not afraid of empty shelves. You said last Sunday that all the big box retailers are afraid of empty shelves.
Yep.
So I think there's two different things. You have very smart people like Besant and Lutnick who run hedge funds. And even the all-in guys, they're all out of touch because the all-in guys, their business is backing money-losing companies with unlimited capital. Right. That's the business of venture capital.
Right.
They're not like what we had to do as small businesses where no one was giving us money. If we didn't have money in 2 months, we go out of business.
Right.
And I don't think they have the pulse of what a small business person is about to experience in 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're totally right. I guess the only minor thing I would change is like, I think the pain just literally starts like now, and then it's just a squeeze every day. So like every day is more and more of a squeeze until it ends, right? Like I think that because there's a lot of brands, think about if you're a brand, think about if you're a smaller like swim or like suntan lotion, sunscreen business. You're getting fucked today because you're about to enter summer, right? Which is your time that affects your whole year. And then obviously everyone starts to get squeezed as we go into the holidays. I think but this is my point. I think that you're right. Like you're right on, I don't disagree with anything you just said. I just can't imagine that they don't flip the script like in the next week or two. It's just like to purposely completely, I mean, the damage that it will do is unfathomable. Like it will devastate not only small businesses, but big businesses. It will devastate all retail. It will completely devastate the entire economy. And I know they're saying, you got to take the short-term pain and this is for America. And I just don't think it's possible.
I think the reason why I think that's probably right is because there's no reason the stock market should have gone up last week. It should have fucking cratered.
Yeah.
I cannot believe some of this shit went up 7-8% last week in a time where there's no certainty. So I think it's clear that like they're going to either make a deal, back off, change their tune. Otherwise, the market would crater.
So I think this happened 2 times in our adulthood. When Main Street hurts, the markets rip because the Fed steps in, creates liquidity in the market.
Right, but the reason that this is different.
The same people I mentioned are out of touch with Main Street. They know what Wall Street wants.
Right.
And what happens in the 2 biggest crises we've had in our adulthood, great financial crisis where people were losing their homes, people were losing everything.
Right.
And which created this whole like tsunami of I'm left behind, which was true.
Right.
The stock market had an unbelievable run from 2009 to 2020. Then COVID happened. The whole world shut down. Small businesses are fucked again. Average people are getting fucked. Stock market rips because the Fed steps in, liquidity comes, they support the bond market. That's why I think the stock market will trade sideways for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have one up day, one down day. It's not going to crater.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter if all the small businesses go out of business. It will not matter because liquidity is there.
Right. My only comment on that, and I don't know, this is like both of those things were like massive, sort of like systemic breakdown causing banks to like, there was no way to fix it other than to stimmy. Right. Whereas this is like a choice.
This is an own goal.
What?
Like in soccer, own goal where you score on yourself.
Exactly. Right.
This is an own goal.
It's a choice that you can it's not like there was no choice. I mean, there was a lot of choices, but there was no choice that you could unwind about the financial crisis or COVID like tomorrow. But this you can. And so I'm not saying that they're going to unwind it tomorrow. I'm not saying they're going to unwind it completely at all, but I couldn't see the government saying, okay, this is Trump's decision. And in order to like maintain the economy, we're going to give stimmy because it's just so fundamentally different. It's like nobody's goods are affordable anymore. Everyone's business model is broken now. Every single person. So everyone just literally went from like a regular brand to like luxury prices. It's like, oh, your entire COGS just shifted. And it's a shock that, 90% of businesses can't maintain. Yeah. And it's a choice that could, in theory, be unraveled tomorrow. So I hear you, and I'm not arguing that I think the stock market will go down. I just think, I can't stress this enough, this is just as big as 2009 or COVID, the impact and what it will look like getting deeper and deeper over the next every day from here until, let's say, it ends. And for that reason, I think we're going to look back at it in a few months and be like, well, that shit was crazy. It felt like almost he was going to just tank the entire economy for fun. I just can't see it.
So what I would say is, I think 2 weeks ago we said layoffs was the excuse phase. I think today it's the necessary phase.
Right.
I think what the real strategy will end up being is that when you tariff people 125, 150, 200%, and then you go back to the table and say 20%, which, by the way, 6 months ago would have been fucking asinine. People would say you're crazy. 20% is going to get a lot of fan love. And
fan love for the stock market, not small businesses.
No, but like the small business can stomach 20%, 100%.
They're saying, the administration's saying they want to settle at 50. That's like the rumor.
Okay, so yeah, obviously they have to put that so that China feels like that's where they're at.
Everything
today.
He says to the press, he's saying to China.
Yeah, it's a game. It's the same way China said, we haven't talked to anyone in the administration, but since like we're talking to all departments of the Chinese government right now.
Who's telling the truth? I have no idea.
Well, right. I'm not trusting China, who fucking steal all our data, all our IP, and all our information. I'm going to trust the Treasury Secretary of the United States. That's how I'm American. I'm not supposed to trust someone that's not in.
But in a negotiation, you have to be like, who's telling the truth?
Right. And we don't know. The only thing I'm betting on is I just don't think, look, if you look back at Trump's entire record, I'm not saying he's a genius. I'm not saying anything I'm not saying, but I am saying there's been a lot of fear around Trump and about what he's going to do. And he's going to send everyone and lock everyone up and he's going to deport everyone. But like, he's not. Like, this would be so insane. It would be purposely causing the 2009 financial crisis. And there's no record to show that he is capable of doing that. I think he's negotiating insanely hard. I think it's mind blowing how far he's willing to go. And I am hoping that in like 2 weeks or a month, we are like, wow, that felt crazy for a minute. And now we're all good.
I mean, just even in our own Discord, people are getting laid off. And
I'm sure
they already getting laid off. And I think the pain has already started.
Yeah, it has, and for sure. Definitely layoffs.
The pain, layoffs for sure. I think companies will start going out of, small businesses, not big businesses. Small businesses will start going out of business by end of May.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I think we were in a recession last December or last November. So I think this just exacerbated an already shitty economy. I don't think any of the data that we've been presented is real. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, it's just self-inflicted to compound it.
And that's like my stance is like, if we come out of this with, I will say there has been a lot of fucking announcements and things about factories and warehouses and manufacturing being, the attention on building that in the US. I do think that's good. I think if this ends up in a couple weeks being like mostly a scare because it was negotiating, I think it'll probably be worth it. There's nothing.
Yeah. Freight's fallen off a cliff.
Right.
If you look at the data,
but literally, let's just say you took the tariffs away or you made them 10, 20%, whatever, that would just all resume tomorrow. It's just because right now I can tell you what everyone's doing. Every single person is just not shipping the goods. That's it. They have everything's on the normal schedule as of today. But what they're doing is they're not shipping them because paying that tariff when it gets here is not worth, it doesn't make sense on their P&L. So it's all just sitting there.
Yeah, 70% of children's toys are made out of China. 90% of coloring books are made out of China.
I can tell you that toys and games shelf will be empty.
Yeah, I think that's a category. Like a lot of beauty is made in America. Packaging is not. It all depends.
I'm talking to all of them. I'm talking to all the other big, not like Hasbro and those guys, but like the big game and toy manufacturers, and every single person is hit with it and kind of in like a holding pattern.
And the combo is tourism's fallen off a cliff, which has this cascading effect on restaurants, hotels,
right,
airlines. And that has nothing to do with tariffs. That's just people are scared.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what else is happening is like everybody's job is saying, like, the amount of uncertainty is like through the roof. You know what I mean? Like at everyone's job, they are telling them in their weekly catch-ups, hey, this tariff situation is really unknown. Or maybe there's a couple layoffs, or maybe so like everyone, I think, is tightening up in preparation for getting fired or going out of business, or, you know what I mean? There's like this crazy level of mystery at the moment.
Yeah. Jamie Dimon, it's reported today in a private conference, said recessions are best outcome.
Right.
And he has the pulse of the entire global economy. Yeah,
you talk shit about him all the time. Now you like what he has to say?
Yeah.
I talk shit about him on his view on Bitcoin because he's a liar.
But so now, why is he telling the truth now?
Because his firm does, you got to look at action.
I think he's purposely saying that. It's to scare everybody. I think the fear is, you have to remember.
Well, the fear is here.
But he only speaks with an agenda.
Yeah, he speaks his book, of course. He speaks with an agenda, but his Bitcoin, the reason I criticize him is because the company he runs has a different view on how they operate.
I bet you they have a different view on the recession too.
And he probably went out and said that so they could buy a bunch of Bitcoin for cheap. And then now he's going to be like, I love Bitcoin. It's always an agenda, is the point.
That's why I can't take anyone's word.
Business is probably suffering.
I just don't know. I think my personal opinion, well, I don't know. I understand if people are looking at losing their jobs and stuff like that, you have every right to be completely freaked out. But I don't know. I think we're in the middle of a really tough negotiation. And I think it's, but
here's the issue with the people that are going to get laid off right now in the next 30 days.
Yeah.
Is it happened in COVID. Companies realized they could do more with less.
Right.
So you're not going to have that easy way to get a new job.
We ended up having lowest unemployment ever. We do innovate as a country constantly, and new jobs are created. That's like saying the end of the world. Like,
I'm not saying end of the world. I'm saying a lot of pain's coming.
I'll also say that what else happened during COVID is a lot of employees realized they didn't have to go to the office and they could dictate the terms, and companies had trouble reeling that back. And so there were some, it wasn't all just one narrative there. We'll see. Look, I don't think we know. I think it sucks. Like, I think it definitely sucks. But I think that being that this isn't as like systemic of a collapse, and we are clearly in the middle of a crazy negotiation that we're all having no choice but to strap in and go for the ride. It just feels a little different. I still have optimism that it'll be okay.
Agreed.
All right.
We got a YouTube comment from C. Gonzalez. Only reason drama sits in the middle is because he can stop whichever brother decides to beat each other's ass.
That's right. That's
accurate. A good one. From Zach, shout out to the group chat team for always killing and putting on great shows week after week. Wanted to share an interesting topic for the show. Look how much the Mormon Church is worth, and their investment arm, Ensign Peak Advisors. No shade toward my LDS brothers. These dudes can bring in the cash. With the whole Pope thing happening, RIP gave me the idea to look up the value of churches, and I came to find the Church of Latter-day Saints is worth more than the Vatican, estimated worth $275 billion. Keep up the good work, y'all. That's amazing.
Damn. They're not worried about tariffs.
From Ephron. Shout out to my beautiful wife, Gabriella. I love you so much. You are the strongest, bravest woman I know. You made the powerful choice to give birth to our sweet baby, Elias, at home, completely natural. For the past 6 weeks, you've exclusively breastfed him while you continue to work from home, running your tutoring business. all with so much love, strength, and grace. I'm so grateful for everything you do, especially all the long nights you spend comforting and caring for our baby. You amaze me every single day. That's incredible.
Incredible.
What are you doing, bro? Are you helping?
I know. Ephraim's just writing fucking comments.
Yeah.
Ephraim's watching group chat. Fucking sending in shout outs.
Babe. Clean a diaper.
Babe, listen to what they just said about tariffs. Come here. Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, shout out to Gabriella. All right. Well, everyone have a good week. Buckle up. Hope no one's getting too messed up here by all this, but we will keep you as updated as we possibly can. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.